animals that asked humans for help. This dog was drifting away in strong currents and was about to meet a grim fate. He was barking for help when a man nearby heard him. The man quickly jumped into the water, risking his own life to save the dog. Here a man found this eagle drowning, so he got a net to save him. This bird was dehydrated and was dying, but luckily a driver passing by noticed it. The driver got out of his car and tried to give the bird some water. At first it was too exhausted and couldn't drink, but after a few attempts the bird started drinking. This unlucky deer fell into the icy cold water and was freezing to death. He was spotted by some locals who managed to get the deer out and take him to an animal shelter where he was treated and taken care of. These raccoons got trapped into a dumpster while trying to find food. They were trying for hours to find a way out, but the internal dumpster walls were too high for them. Eventually a man passing by heard noises coming from the dumpster and went to have a look. He was surprised to find so many raccoons in the dumpster and eventually helped them get out. A man heard a dog barking for help. He followed the sound, and when he looked closer he was shocked to see a dog buried under the mud. The man immediately started digging, but the dog was very drained and weak. The man realized he needed to get the dog out as soon as possible or the dog would die. The man left looking for help, and a few minutes later he returned with a friend. They continued digging to get the dog out, but even though they were getting the dog out, the dog never stopped barking. They eventually realized that she had pups that were buried with her under the ground. They rushed and started looking for the puppies. Luckily, they found them alive and managed to rescue them. After cleaning them and washing the dirt off of them, the dog and the pups were taken to a local vet so they can be treated and checked out. After a few days, they were fully recovered. This poor bear got stuck into a plastic container. He tried to remove it, but he couldn't. He was desperate, so he decided to swim to the nearest boat and to ask for help. He was lucky that this man was brave enough to take the container off his head for him. It seems fight had occurred between these goats, and a rope holding them became wrapped around their necks, which caused one of the goats to suffocate and pass away. The owner separated the goats, and he tried to resuscitate the dead goat several times by giving him CPR. He tried until eventually he managed to bring the goat back to life. This bird caught a snake and flew with it, but the snake managed to wrap itself around the bird and started attacking the bird until it lost balance and fell to the floor. The snake kept shocking the bird, but this man stepped in and released the snake from the bird. This deer got hopelessly stuck in the mud, and the situation appeared dire, but suddenly these humans come to its aid. They tied the deer up and pulled him out of the mud and rescued it from this sticky situation. And this deer, his eyes were covered with snow and frozen. He couldn't see anymore until this man helped him and removed the frozen ice of his eyes. This big bear was stuck with a metal wire wrapped around its paw. The forest ranger had to tranquilize the bear with an anesthetic to put the bear to sleep before releasing it. This giraffe's got its leg caught in a wire fence. She almost broke her leg trying to get herself out. She kept trying until this man came and released her. This poor dog was trapped on a piece of ice in freezing water and had no way out. Luckily a ship was nearby, and the ship crew spotted him, and they swam to him and brought him on the ship and saved his life. Somehow this giraffe got herself into this tire, and she had been running around trying to get her neck out, without any luck. Eventually they had the situation under control and removed the tire off the giraffe's neck. Thank you for watching the video. Please like and subscribe.